Hi, I'm Marianne from A Life Set Free and Operation Starfish, and I'm here with Chris Senesi. He's the National Director of the Don't Run Away program with StandUp for Kids in Boulder, Colorado. First, I would like you to tell us a little bit more about StandUp for Kids.
Okay, sure. StandUp for Kids, we're a national organization, we're a nonprofit, and we work with homeless and at-risk youth. And basically how we're structured is we have city programs throughout the United States that do street outreach centers, and we also work with independent living. And basically what that means is we really kind of establish these long-term relationships with the youth and kind of really fill in that family role and really help them ultimately get off the streets. In addition to that, we do prevention work where we try to target youth that might be at risk or who are thinking of running away and really try to get to them before they turn to the streets.
So can you please tell us how you got started with StandUp for Kids and what inspired you to create change in this area?
Okay. Well, I started looking into StandUp for Kids during my junior year in high school. And my junior year, I really kind of wanted to step outside of high school and really kind of get involved in the community. And so I started looking at, other opportunities. And I started searching volunteer opportunities with youth maybe, and I came across this organization called StandUp for Kids. And on the website, they said they're trying to start an organization in Cleveland. If you're interested, let us know. Well, at the time, I was only 17, so I was like, well, I don't know if I can really start the organization. So I sent them an email saying, I'd be interested if you start it, let me know. Summer rolled around, and I had a lot of time on my hand. I was like, I really would like to get this StandUp for Kids starting. It never really hit me that there are these youth living on the streets, and so that really kind of impacted me. And I'm like, really? I've seen homeless adults all the time, but I would never see kids on the street. Right. So I was like, I got to do something. And so I called up the national office, and I was like, I'm in Cleveland. I'm interested in starting an organization in Cleveland. What do I do? And they're like, hold on one second. Let me transfer you to the CEO. I'm like, all of a sudden I get transferred to the CEO. I start talking to him. He's a great, personable guy. And he told me how to start it. He said, if you want to start it, it's going to be up to you. You have to grassroots with the volunteers. That's how we start our programs. Here's what you need to do. And it was pretty much, that was it. He said, here's an email list, we can get you started, and you're going to have to do the rest.
So describe how you felt the first time you experienced or saw the results of your efforts.
Well, there's definitely probably two situations where that happened. The first one was, as we started the program, it was just really exciting to see other volunteers getting on board. Like, they just started doing their own thing, they were initiators and they really wanted to help the program take off. And so it was just really exciting to see, what my passion for this organization was kind of spreading to the other volunteers. When you start connecting with the youth, they start trusting you. You know when they're going to start trusting you. And then really to know when you're starting to see them change. They're like, at first they're like, no, I love living on the streets, this is my life. But then you start, then they're like, well, maybe there's something else. Maybe I can do this. And it's that moment where it's just like, it's great. I mean, it definitely, that's why I started, and to develop those relations takes a long time, but when you see that happen, it makes it all worth it.
So if people are inspired by your cause, how can they become involved, or what can they do?
Well, the great thing is StandUp for Kids is a national organization. So basically, the way I would suggest is we have a website, www.standupforkids.org. And it shows basically all the cities that we're in, and that's really the first place to look. Is there a program near you? And if so, get involved. In addition, just kind of like me, if there's not a city program near you, or even if you're not in a major city and you still want to get involved with StandUp for Kids, we can definitely use your help. We're not so strict, and this is how you have to start StandUp for Kids. Mm-hmm. We want it to be based on where you're based. Boulder is going to have different needs than LA. LA is going to have different needs than New York. So we're really open to a lot of different ideas and different ways to really kind of work with and solve or end the cycle of youth homelessness. That's kind of our mission. So.
Well, thank you so much, Chris, for talking with us today and telling us all about StandUp for Kids.